Welcome back to the end of the world. Or the end of Symphogear. Seeing that, well, they've actually made it back to the planet, even if they're just burning up in the atmosphere. Donning a new dress that is a bit more neon than before. Our group is in a tough spot, facing off against someone that has united the entire world in the sense of, yeah, they're gonna turn them all. Create this new utopia for themselves. The biggest question and fear is, what about Miku? Is she still in there? Is she salvageable? What about Elf9? Is there anything left after burning through all of that power and memories? And unless there's a massive cliffhanger that never gets resolved, is this Shemha going to be the kind of opponent which never changes their mind, even up until the last moment? Yeah. Or somehow even get through to the Celestials, or whatever they're called, Guardians. Change that way of thinking. Somehow I doubt it, but we're going to have to see. So let's see how the group managed to pull together, have some harmonic resonance between them, and hopefully some good animation. So, grab a drink. Let's watch some more Symphogear. For a final confrontation, zooming in from space itself is kind of a neat entrance. Especially when they're arrived in flame itself. I guess, yeah, even in the fractured state that they are, people try to come together. And obviously with this now coming to end, I am going to have to watch something else. I've got a few things in mind, so if you want to influence it, head on to my Discord and let me know. But Hibiki just straight up, yeah, I'm going to punch the evil out of you. It's good to see that she hasn't changed. And for the song to just be about questioning the very essence of songs and lyrics and humanity to begin with. Huh. It seems they have all been added to that list of who can damage her. I'm guessing a power of Hibiki actually reaching them as well, but she's a Symphogear slayer. Not like any of the other enemies they've faced so far, haven't caused them immense damage. Nice. Don't relax just yet. Is it once again her entire plans are being used against her? Like the American president was saying, humans have clung together to try and defeat her. If they come up with something on the outside, you're reverse engineering her towers. I do like her creepy what are they called? Cephalin cocoon type aesthetic that she has. Oh, good. She has an entire standing army of noise and whatnot up her sleeve. Good thing that we have some characters here who are good at area of effect damage. Did she use her hair as a weapon? Or did I missee? That's kind of cool. She is a commander of the giant weapon of the ethereal body. However, her plans were met with scorn. I do like the design, like the mechanical shrimp. It's amusing that they all have kind of, well, they have similar ideals and goals. The fact that Hibiki wants people to get together and get along, just without having to hurt one another. That was some nice animation. We have seen a lot of Tsubasa here, so there we go. Having some of the other ones get in on the action. That's what I was waiting for. Oh! Wait, what? They made a Megazord. And with their power combined, their fists all in unison. And unlike other songs where it's been duets or maybe even triplets, now we're getting a sequence of all of them singing at once. A beautiful harmony. Yes! But playing the mind games of psychology, underhanded. Of course, the only one that is acceptable to sacrifice herself for the others. But how long can she actually hold that up for? I do like the idea of like this like King Midas just with silver. Well, while you're being protected, don't just stand there. Don't let it go to waste. Well, that's some nice animation, actually. Also, yeah, be a bit selfish every now and again. You know, it's a aspect of perception. But that's all she had in her. But seems as actually, you know, it worked. Got through to her. I do like the design now of the golden horn. A little bit of accessorizing. Also, what is happening with those, considering they're, you know, weren't they underwater and taking on water after having some hull damage? Ooh, I like this track going on. But is it going to be a fight in futility? Even with them all. Are they reaching enlightenment? Hmm. I mean, she is somewhat separated from the rest. Is this entire thing going to boil down to a one-on-one? Good one, Dad. Fight through the worst moments, use it to build up yourself and fight back. And also her catchphrase, of course, but really seems to be pulling out some of the animation budget with the close-ups on the faces in moments. Of course, this is when the theme will play. So, are they done standing around? True, there are some very influential figures. We've kind of seen them all work together before, so why not now? But is it going to be a clenched fist, or like she's showing there, some palm strike for the future to try and get her friend? Oh, a hug! Couldn't actually read that, though. Oh, wow. The very essence of Shimmer, well, good that she's wearing clothes, I guess, evaporating into the sky like that. Now tell her again when she's conscious, if she regains consciousness. I mean, it's Symphogear, so she probably would. Gonna have to delve deep. Also, who's gonna wake up? Is it gonna be Elf9 or Carol? Does she actually hold? Hold a bit of care for herself, her other side, her other self there. Interesting, after everything that we saw of Carol and that entire arc. Putting away her essence, but leaving something behind, I guess. But if her consciousness is gone, Elf9's memories of her still alive, so I guess victory? I mean, she was meant to be dead long, long ago. I mean, yeah, we've got, whoa, like 10 minutes left. We've got 5 minutes of victory, and which means I have 5 minutes of fixing all of the damage. With the main evil gone, just clearing the mess that was left behind. It's all conjecture, but yeah, sure, let's hope. And what is waiting for them down the actually down to the Earth's core. It's not going to be some hollow Earth theory where it's all noise. Always has been. Huh. Didn't think they'd be receiving help from above. Both literally and figuratively, I guess. I don't think we really need a reveal about who was there. Does that mean we get the scene of what we kind of somewhat expected and hoped for many episodes back? Let's talk about that later. But yeah, Miku actually joining the fold. And they can't exactly split themselves up to cover the entire globe. Huh. Well, yeah, but now you've got one more power and you've got a lot more trust in each other. And maybe even, peoples of the world behind you. 7 is a mystical number after all. Such a clever yet simple story. I did not expect this music to be playing. You got some grand adventure just start off as they reach the core. And hopefully just be a song of victory rather than having to use anything to burn themselves away and everything. I do like the fact, it's all coming from the heart kind of thing. They can join in, add a line here and there, and they kind of... It's all just instinct. Don't need to practice these songs. It's... To think elements from the beginning carrying all the way through. Really? You had even the greatest hero of them all. But everyone throughout the story, no matter how grand their tailwind it was, if it's a story of like with Elf9 and Carol, keeping in remembrance, then yeah, everyone lives on. Don't need some grand song for that. And to think that any wrong turn, we're not helping out in that moment. Not thinking that people could come together, could have easily split them apart. And this is a classic. And now with Shemhar and all the plans being overthrown, what of the curse of Bilal? Is that still needed to be in place? Neat. Also, even if they are taking down the towers and whatnot, let's hope they are all falling vertically and just fusing back with the planet rather than, collapsing on any landmarks. She hasn't given up yet. Any last grand, resonances between them? I mean, yes, our differences which make us, in a sense. No matter how much you get on with someone, you're not going to agree 100%. If there was just that massive hive mind where everyone is just not individuals, would anything ever get done? That's all it took. I mean, she knew her defeat, I guess. It was just one final... Just explain it to me. To have a victory and then have the big bad acknowledge their defeat and get them to safety? There's plenty of trouble to be had in the future, but we can look back on this day as coming together and overthrowing something. Everything will seem so minuscule in comparison. I wonder if anyone, upon seeing this, the fact that you had these towers around the world where everyone was almost converted into one, if they look at that about their own insignificance in the scale of things, maybe everyone will get on now. Well, we've seen the darkest of it, so... If this didn't end on a chorus, a collection of all of them singing to us, it would have been disappointing. If it was just a heartfelt instrumental, then maybe I'd understand it as well, but... Huh. But actually taking it this kind of slideshow element of the credits. Is it going to be a where are they now after the events of the story, or just for the fallen? What story is this? Mm-hmm. It is crazy to think that precisely because of our differences and the conflicts that arise from it, that our ingenuity, technology, art in aspects have flourished to such an extent, because it is in hard moments that we come together, even as kind of horrible and somewhat dystopian as that is, but that's life, I guess. But don't take too long, apparently. Yeah, don't take too long. If you've got something that you care about, then let that be known. You don't want to wait until a disaster, wait until it's too late. The entire aspect of Symphogear, the fact that, it's using kind of biblical tales and humanity being humanity and whatnot as its kind of core structure. At the end of the day, sure, the path there may not have been the best. There are many genocides and horrible cataclysms along the way, but people's motivations aren't purely just destruction and despair. There is a grain of wanting to be better in there. I'm not sure it's not excusing anything of what transpired, but I guess. But paving a way for those who came before and making a better future where we can hopefully not wallow in misfortune forever. That's a goal that we can all aspire to, I guess. I'm still not singing, though. This show, ups and downs, there's been moments where it didn't really catch for me. It overcame those hurdles quite a lot and followed through to where we are now. The fact you've got, as someone quite rightly put it out I think it was in my Discord, how it began, how it ended with Hibiki, and yeah, the goofy kind of klutz that we all love, being the fist for humanity. What can you say? Really, really powerful animation, some nice animation, good use of the characters and the camera, the songs that are interwoven with the very essence of the show and plot itself, not something that is really thought of all too often. I don't think there's going to be many things that are all too similar to Symphogear if you're looking for that kind of flavour, but the key factors of it all, the story and the kind of hope, is something that can resonate through a lot. And maybe the fact that the main character just watched a whole bunch of movies and that's how they got strong. There's hope for us all. Not much more I can really say. I like Symphogear. I'm getting a little dizzy, actually. Don't know why. Oh no, it's hitting again. I enjoy Symphogear. The characters who have had their own little foibles and small arcs be sure covered a little too soon for my liking, and would like it was stretched on for at least like another episode before it got solved in some cases, but still, how there were some which felt by the wayside, but of course that's kind of the point. And even with dreadful family running away from one another when times gets hard, there's a story of hope and forgiveness there with Hibiki's father. Not sure it's always deserved, but at least it was nice to see. But that's it for Symphogear, so we're going to have to be moving on to something else. As I mentioned, jump onto my Discord if you want to give your suggestion as to what it will be. I don't think I'm going to be doing a poll because I have quite a few things I need to watch. So unless you can turn my head away from those, we'll have to kind of see. But also, if there's any OVAs or anything that I haven't actually seen, make sure I know before next week. And if you're watching this after the fact, you'll find out if I remembered or not. But if you've made it this far, I really must thank you, because we've gotten through a lot. Both on this channel and the previous one. I can't remember if I started this season of Symphogear solely on this channel or not, but that's going to be fun. If you want to find any of the old stuff, this channel -1 in the numerical order. You'll hopefully find it all. But for now, definitely get yourself a little bit of rest. Take care of those surrounding you. Appreciate those that you've got while you can. Even if it's just in your heart. Sing along, and I'll see you for the next one.